are you? What's your nationality?
Macedonian.
You're Macedonian? Yes. What's your father?
Macedonian.
So you're Greek?
Full-blooded.
What's your question?
Has anybody seen God yet?
Seen God?
Yes. And came back and tell us what he really looks like.
We just read it earlier. Let me ask a question.
Do you have a person of my color skin in your family?
Well, I'm catching up. I'm from a different...
He's from a different race, a different people, a different ethnicity.
But that's what God wanted us to be. Let me tell you my point.
This is our teaching forum. You can't go to the teachers. You can't go to the class and say, "Teacher, I want to talk." Can you do that? No. Come on, bro.
Praying to the Lord that I don't relapse. Those willing, I can't be that. Keep the laws and live, yeah, I believe that. There's pride in your eyes and you can't see that. You can't see that. You can't see that. You can't see that. Repent to die, yeah, I mean that. Praying to the Lord that I don't relapse. Those willing, I can't be that.
Her father taught her that God has hair of wool and skin of bronze. So what's funny is when you go to the Christian church, he doesn't look like that. On the wall, you see blonde hair and blue eyes. That depiction right there, that's what you see. You see it? The sign? That's what you see when you walk in the church. But that is a false image. And I'm going to prove that according to the scriptures. Watch this. Go first. Go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. Let's go from the top to the bottom. Sister, what's your name again? Doris Rochelle. Don't miss the thought. Let's go from the top to the bottom. First, let's talk about the Most High God. The Most High God, that his son is Christ, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the Most High. Read this. The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. So Daniel is seeing a vision. He said, I looked and seen all the nations, their throne were cast down. I see America's throne cast down. Britain's throne cast down. The United Nations throne cast down. Read. And don't go nowhere. I want you to hear that God is black. Real quick. Go ahead. And the Ancient of Days. So who is the Ancient of Days? That's God, right? Did you understand the thought? It said the Ancient of Days. Who was before days? Russell household. God, right?
God.
So watch this. And the Ancient of Days did sit. Wait a minute, he what? Did sit. But I thought he was a puff of smoke. I thought he was a spirit. He did what? He did sit. He sat on his behind, like we have a behind. He sat, read, whose garment was white as snow. So he had a white colored garment on, read, and the hair of his head. So now let's talk about the hair of his head, read, like the pure wool. Whoa, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute, this is not the Bible we read it. He said like the what? Like the pure wool. No, he said like the stringy goat, like the dog hair. Like the what? Like the pure wool. Now what people on the earth have woolly hair?
Us.
So wait a minute, what does God look like?
Us.
Russell House, what does God look like?
Get a bronze.
If he has hair like a wool, what does God look like? What people look like God?
Us.
Us.
Right.
Us. Right?
Right.
Us. We have hair like wool. Give me Revelation 1. Right. Okay, let's see what Christ looked like. Give me verse 10. The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 10. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, and heard behind me. So John the Revelator, he wrote the book of Revelations, right? Y'all know that? So just to understand, John the Revelator is saying, I beheld. The Lord's day is the Sabbath day. Just like today is a Sabbath day. He said, I beheld, read, in the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice. So behind him he heard a sound. He said, damn, who's yelling? Just like if somebody was yelling behind you, or let's say Birdman was back there, he'd be like, damn, who the hell is yelling? I'm talking about Hallelujah. That's what you would say, right? Read. As of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega. So this voice said, I am Alpha and Omega. Who's that? No. Starts with a C. JC. Christ. That's Christ. The first man and the last man. That's what he said. So now jump to verse 13. Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. So let's do a trial and error. We got the picture on the left, my left, we on your right. The picture on your right and the picture on your left. Let's do a trial and error. Who is in the midst of 7 candlesticks? Which one? Huh? The other image, right? Not the white man? Oh, okay. Read. And one unto like the Son of Man, clothed with a garment. Who do they call the Son of Man? You up. You don't know? Who do they call the Son of Man?
Jesus.
They call Christ the Son of Man, right? They say, Christ should say the Son of Man. He would call himself the Son of Man. I'll show you that in a second. So just understand Christ is the Son of Man. Huh? Go ahead.
And gird about the paps with a golden girdle.
So he's wearing a garment. Read on.
His head and his hair
Wait a minute. So his head and his hairs, read,
were white like wool.
so the color was what? The texture was what? Was what?
Wool.
Wool, right?
Lamb wool.
Wool, exactly. Lamb wool. Read on.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass.
Like what color?
Unto fine brass.
Birdman, what color is brass?
Gold.
Okay, gold, kinda. It's a derivative of brown.
Right.
It's a brownish color. So he said, his feet like unto brass. Read on.
As if,
Now, as if the brass what?
as if they burned in a furnace.
So now watch this. Who's wearing sandals over here? She got my sister right here. What's your name?
Tawana.
Tawana. Look at her feet. Christ, the Bible says his feet were like unto fine brass as if they burned in a furnace, right? So her feet is what color? Brown. The same color as the rest of her body. So if Christ's feet look kind of like that, what color was Christ? Christ was a black man. So just like you walking up down the streets of Inkster and somebody stops you and says, hey, nigga, the same thing that happened to you would happen to Christ because he looked just like you.
He was a Jew.
It was a Jew, and so are you.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah, brother. So I understand. What does that mean? What does that mean? Christ was a black man. So that means his what? His people are black.
Amen.
That means God is black. That means the people that look like God are the greatest people on the face of the earth.
That's good.
He's black. And it's evident that he's black. That he's from the tribe of Judah. So how come when you go to a Christian church that they have a white man on the wall?
With blue eyes.
Because what? Brainwashed. Why do they do that?
That's how you get power.
Huh?
That's how you get power.
Exactly. That's how you rule over a people. You say that, look, I'm God and God looks like me.
Hey, what's up, bro? You ain't subscribed yet? Look at this guy, man. You ain't right, man. Press the button. Press the button.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Bring it
The
up.
ox knoweth his owner.
So the ox is a dumb animal. I'll tell you straight, right? But the Bible said the ox knows his owner, meaning it knows who his God is. It knows where it gets its nourishment and its food from. It knows where it can get its protection and shelter from, right? But it's still a stupid animal. Read on.
And the ass his master's crib.
They say a donkey, if you take it 100 miles away from its home, it can find its way back. He knows where his master's crib is at, but what?
But Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
But the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, what?
Doth not know.
So God says two stupid animals know who his God is, knows who his master is. But Israel, what?
Doth not know.
Our people don't know. We don't know who our God is. We don't know who we are. Like, watch this. Tony, what's your nationality? You black? You say you black, right? What's your nationality? What's your name? Demetrius, that's right. Demetrius, what's your nationality? Now, what's your father? He's black, right? Okay, real quick for Demetrius, let's go through something. Give me numbers 1. Because you keep saying mixed. That's not true, bro. You can't watch this. I'm going to give you an analogy. An apple seed. What grows from an apple seed?
Apple.
An apple tree, right?
Yeah.
So if I take an apple seed that's in Inkster and I put it in the ground, what's going to grow?
Apple tree.
An apple tree. If I take that same apple seed and put it in Jamaica, what's going to grow? An apple tree, right? Now let me take that apple seed and put it in China. What's going to grow?
Apple tree.
It's the same thing with a man's seed and a woman's egg. The man will impregnate the woman and the egg will just get, the sperm goes into the egg and it gets nourishment from that. But what comes out is what the man produced. You understand? So if your mother might be a white woman, but if your father gave the seed, you are what your father is. And I'm going to prove that according to the scriptures. Read.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
So they got all Israel together. What did they know them by? Read.
And they declared their pedigree.
What's a pedigree? Anybody know? I'll pair with Demetrius because this is for you. What's a pedigree? You said bloodline? Your lineage, right? So they declared their bloodline and lineage by what?
After their families, by the house of their father.
No, it was matrilineal by the house of their mothers.
By the house of their fathers.
No, they said they were mixed because the mom was white and the dad was black.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Of their fathers. Fathers. So guess what? You're not mixed. You are what your father is. Your father's from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
All right? So stop having pride in being a white man because you're not a white man. You're an Israelite man.
That's right.
Okay? That's what you have pride in. So sister, Doris, how you saying? Yes, understand. There's no such thing as being mixed. So watch this. We talked about how the white man posts images of himself in the Christian church, right? Right?
Oh.
You go to a black Episcopal church, a black Baptist church, and guess who's on it? A white man. Watch this.
The first book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen.
The what?
The heathen.
What's the book of the law? The Bible, right? They laid it open and did what?
Had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Of what?
Of their images.
Why? So that they could destroy you. So they can say that we are God. So they can set themselves up as God. You have a question, sir? What's your question?
Has anybody seen God yet?
Seen God.
Yes. And came back and tell us what he really looks like.
I got you. Yeah, we just read it earlier. Your question is, has anybody seen God, right?
Yes.
Demetrius, don't go nowhere. What's your nationality?
Macedonian.
You're Macedonian? What's your father?
Macedonian.
So you're Greek.
Full-blooded.
So he's Greek. Okay.
No,
So this man is Greek.
No. Wait. There's two parts of Macedonia, if you know your history.
Okay.
Macedonia of Yugoslavia and Macedonia of Greece. Which Macedonia? I'm from
So which one are you from? Yugoslavia or Greece?
Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia.
Alexander the Great.
Right.
Now.
So you would be a so-called Edomite according to the Bible.
That's right.
An Edomite. We'll go through that in a second. So his father is a white man,
There's no.
and all the way up.
No, there's no white people. You have white.
So your father's Caucasian. What's your national? What do you write down when you go through a census?
I'm human. Do I look white?
You look like some nation. What's your nationality, sir? It's not that hard.
Macedonian.
Sir, okay, you're Macedonian.
Yes.
That means your father is a so-called Edomite. That's easy. Just like his father is a so-called black man. That's easy. So watch this. Watch this. So we're talking about race, right? Nationality. Everybody here says they're black. So let me deal with the people that say they're black first. Then I'll deal with the Macedonian man. Watch this. Black is not a nationality.
African American.
No, it's not. I'm going to show you why. The word Africa. So you say you're black, right? Oh, hey, what's going on, brother? We see you last week.
I got you.
The word Africa, because you say black. Black is what? A color in a crayon box. And watch this. You're not the color of your shirt. No, you're not. So you're not black. Watch this. Can I go to an airport, drop $400 down, and say, take me to the nation of black where they speak the language of black? I can't do that because it's not a nationality. A nationality has heritage. It has a language. It has history. Black has no history. Black started in America when you got put in chains.
Right.
Right? Because they called you Negro too. That means black. They called you nigger too. That means black. Right? They started in slavery and chains. Understand that. So watch this. Some people say African American. Right? If they say they're not black, they're African American. The word Africa comes from a man named Luio Scipio Africanus. That's a white man. Give me Deuteronomy 28. The word Africa, just so you can hear it, comes from a man named Luio Scipio Africanus. He conquered the land of Africa. Africa was not named Africa before the white man got there. It was called the land of Ham. That's what it was called. And when the white man came, he conquered it and called it after himself. His forefathers, that's what they did. So, after that, right, you had a man named Amerigo Vespucci, who was a navigator for Christopher Columbus and found what? America. So you're saying, what you're saying is your nationality, African American, comes from two white men. Is that possible?
No.
Can two white men have babies and make a whole race of people?
No.
No, right?
No.
So that means you're not black. You're not African American. So what are we? Give me Deuteronomy 101. Let's find out what we are.
Bring it up.
Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it up.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So Deuteronomy is written to who? Israel. All Israel, right?
Israel.
Now let's see a book in Deuteronomy, a chapter in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28:15.
But it shall
So, I'm sorry, this is how we find out who is Israel and who is not. All right? Let's just do a process of elimination. Read.
Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Do we remember who Deuteronomy is written to? Who's it written to? So who's paying attention? Who?
Israel.
So Demetrius said Israel. It's written to Israel? It's written to Israel? It's written to Israel? Macedonian man, what's your name, sir? I don't want to hear a statement, just answer the question. It's that easy. Oh, he's going to bring a statement. I don't want to hear it. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass.
Come on, man. Look, I'm telling you, I'm going to
You don't
deal
want
with
to
you.
hear
Just
me.
answer the question.
No, but you don't want to hear me.
I do.
You just want to talk.
Look, I said, did I not
All right,
say,
all right, listen.
sir, did I not say I'll deal with him and then I'll deal with you?
Let me tell you my point.
No, this is our forum. You gotta be under order. This is our teaching forum. You can't go to the teachers. You can't go to the class and say, "Teacher, I want to talk." Can you do that? No. Come on, bro. We gotta have order and structure here. Come on, sir. Come on. I'll deal with you in a second. Just be patient. Okay, read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
What will happen?
That all these curses,
No, good things.
all these curses,
Blessings.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said if we didn't do what he said, remember who's Deuteronomy written to? Israelites, right? If God said to the Israelites, if you don't keep my commandments, I'll put you through curses. Right? So watch this. Read verse 16.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Now go through every city in America. Who is on the bottom in almost every city in America? Who? Huh? And who else? And who else? And Native Americans, right? They just threw them in the reservations. So blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are cursed in the what? In the city. So that's one mark against us. We know who we are because we know we're people that's cursed in the city. And what else? Read on.
Cursed shalt thou be in the field.
In the what?
In the field.
What do we have to pick? In the what? Starts with the C, cotton field. God said we'd be cursed in the field. Did we not get cursed in the field? Had to pick cotton? We still cursed if Mexicans got to pick, oranges and fruit for $1 a day. 40 cents. That's cursed in the field.
Right.
Watch this. Go to verse 32.
Verse 32.
Give me a proverb Bible. That's 27. 37. Give me verse 37. Verse 37.
Verse 37. Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb.
So we're astonishment as a people. You know what's crazy? The other nations, like our friend over here, the other nations will drive through our cities and marvel at us. They literally have buses that could take you through the hood so you can marvel at it. Did you know that? We're an astonishment as a people. If you look at Chicago, we killing each other every day. Detroit, we killing each other every day. That's astonishing. Right? You don't see Chinese men doing that. You don't see Macedonians doing that. You don't see Japanese men doing that. Killing each other day by day. Men don't take care of their house. Women hoeing around like it's nothing. Don't take care of their kids. We the only people that do stuff like that. It's crazy, but God said it's going to happen to us, so we did what? We didn't do his commandments. Now read on in there.
A proverb. A byword.
So God said because we didn't keep his laws, we become a proverb and a byword. A proverb is a wise saying. Watch this. What's a wise saying about black people? A stereotype. Go ahead. You got a question? Go ahead. Is it about this?
Yes, it is.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like to ask you a question.
Huh?
I would like to ask him a question.
Okay, go ahead. Ask him a question.
Out of what we're talking about now, I would like to
I can't even hear it. Let them ask the question. Go ahead.
out of what we're talking about right now, I would like to know, do you have any black people in your family?
No, but I'll answer that question real simple and quick. I'm an immigrant.
She said, do you have black people in your family? Okay, answer the question, sir.
I don't look at people as black, white. I look at them as humans.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
That doesn't make sense. Okay, let me ask the
Do
question.
you have a person of my color skin in your family?
Well, I'm catching up.
Answer the question. It's yes or no.
No, it's no.
Answer the question.
No.
It's easy. Answer no.
No.
Demetrius, hold on for a second.
No, because I'm from a different.
He's from a different race, a
different
different people,
That's-
a different ethnicity.
But that's what God wanted us to be.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. God wanted you to be
You're
Macedonian. He wanted us to be Israel.
Right,
Easy.
okay? We want you.
Okay, so let's keep going. Verse 32. Okay, we were doing a proverb, right? A wise saying. So watch this. What's another wise saying about black people? We can run real fast. Sister, don't let them take the word from me. Just listen real quick, and I got your question. Give me verse 32.
Thy son sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So you just walked up, right? So we're talking about the Israelites. Who did Moses write the Deuteronomy to? The Israelites. So we're talking about the Israelites and how we know that we are the Israelites. So he read verse 32.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So when were our sons and daughters taken and given to another people?
Slavery.
In slavery, right? They will say, let's say he was my son and that was my son over there. This son will go to the Johnson plantation. That son will go to the Wilson plantation. And then that will be your last name. You see that?
Yeah.
But guess what? That's documented and recorded in the Bible 3,000, 4,000 years ago. That they would say that, look, your people will go into slavery and be put in another man's hand. Your children, your whole family, your sons and daughters will be given to another people. And what else? Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand.
God said there would be no might in no strength to get our children back. What's going on with the Hispanics today?
Hundreds of immigrant children in cages created by metal fencing. The U.S. Border Patrol on Sunday allowed us to briefly visit this facility where it holds families arrested at the southern U.S. border, responding to new criticism and protests over the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy and resulting separation of families. In many cases, the parents are being given handouts on how to find their children once their legal cases are disposed of.
Aren't there kids getting taken and put in concentration camps, put in little buildings, right? And we got no strength to say, hey, America, give us our kids back. They can't say that because America will bomb their ass. That's just the truth, right? But guess what? That's in the Bible. We're literally reading about it. Now watch this. So give me verse 68. I know you got to go. I want you to hear the point. Give me verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into...
Who is the D?
Devil.
Who's the? It's not the D. Not you, sir. But it's who's Deuteronomy written to? So who is it? Who's the D? He's reading it.
And the Lord shall bring thee...
Who is that? Who's the D? Who's he talking to?
Israelites.
Us, right? The Israelites.
Yeah.
You understand that, my brother right here, young man?
Yes.
You understand that? He's talking to the Israelites. So, and the Lord shall bring thee, read,
into Egypt again.
what were we doing in Egypt before as Israelites?
We're slaves.
What?
Slaves.
So God said we're going to bring you into slavery. That's what Egypt's talking about. Again, read.
With ships.
So not in slavery like we were in Egypt. He said, I'll bring you to this slavery with what?
With ships.
Now, how do we get to America? On what?
Ships.
On ships.
A ship.
On boats.
Yeah.
And it's in the what? The Bible. And guess what? You read on. It's more to it. Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Read.
And there,
And where? And there, when you get off them ships, read.
and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
No, to your friends.
Unto your enemies.
For what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
So when we got off them slave ships, were we not sold as bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women?
Yeah.
Did that happen to us?
Yes.
And guess what? Read on.
And no man shall buy you.
What does that mean? Buy it's an old Anglo-Saxon word. It means redeem, save. No man on this earth has ever been able to save us. Marcus Garvey tried, failed. Malcolm X tried, failed. Martin Luther King tried, failed. Right? Because the only person that's going to redeem us out of this condition is the God Almighty.
That's right.
That's what the so-called white man is afraid of. Us getting it. Give me Zephaniah 2:1. So what's your nationality, Demetrius? How do you know? Because you identify with the curses in Deuteronomy 28.
That's right.
Tony, what's your nationality? Come on, man.
I'm still researching.
You're right. Give me verse 46. Verse 46. You say you're still researching? It's not evident to you? You just want to hear it? Okay, that's fine. I'm not religious either, but I just keep God's commandments. Right? Because religion in America is garbage.
That's right.
So watch this. Your nationality. So Tony's still researching. That's fine. What about you?
Black American. Black.
Okay, we got to do with this, brother. So, Black American. All right. Tell him, Demetrius. I want you to tell him, what does it mean to black? What does that mean?
See, you got your nationality or your race from some white person.
Damn. He said you got your nationality and your race from a white man. That's true. Because black is a what?
A color.
Color.
Are you the same color her shirt, or is your shorts? Is that your color? You're not blending in with your shorts,
No.
so you're not black.
Yeah, that's what I identify as. So
You identify as black, but you're not that.
You're an Israelite, baby. You're an Israelite.
Read verse 46. I want to show you. How do we know? Because we read the curses, right? You identify with some of the stuff we just read about, the slave ships and the children getting taken. Our people identify with that. So how do we know we Israelites? Read.
And they shall be upon thee.
They is talking about the curses. You got to go. It's all right. It's all right. All praise, bro. I hope you got to understand it. Hey, make sure you research about your nationality. It's a big deal. All right. All praises. We have also look on the flyer, Demetrius. We have a school. Come to it, man. We're gonna be there at 2:30 today. All right. Yeah, today, every Saturday. Read the back. It's on the bottom in little fine print, if you can read it. Yeah, come check us out, man. Come today if you want to. All praises. So watch this. This is how we can identify and know specifically for a fact that this is who we are. Because a lot of people are like you, to be honest. They're like, you know what, I'm not really religious. I'm not really tripping like that. I just want to hear it. That's how it is. I think that's how a lot of people are. But at one point, that's how I was. But when I read the curses of Deuteronomy 28, I said, without a doubt, I'm an Israelite. And I got to change.
That's right.
That's what I said. So read verse 46 for the brother.
And they shall be upon thee.
Meaning the curses shall be upon you, read.
For a sign and for a wonder.
So now let me ask you, what does a sign do?
It just shows something.
Okay.
Indicates a
How do you know that building right there is CVS?
The sign.
What is it identified by?
A sign.
Now let's read this.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the Bible says the curses shall be upon us for a sign. So the way you identify CVS by the what?
Sign.
The sign. We identify the Israelites by a sign that's what? The curses. Did you go through slavery? Did your people get put on slave ships? That's a sign to tell you that you're an Israelite. Did your people, did their children get taken, brought to a whole other land? Will they call you a proverb and a byword? Mind you, a byword is getting called out your natural race, out your what God calls you. You get called a different name in captivity. They called you black, African American, but that's not what God calls you.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation.